This is Activision on the 5-minute time frame. I'm going to show you the channel we're in for Monday. Hi everyone, it's Dow on the Dow. We ended the week at $90.07, up 0.59%, pretty flat compared to earlier this week. Now, to the north side from where we are takes us back to the middle of the trend, and that is roughly $90.77. Above that, at 2 standard deviations, is roughly 93.34, 94.66. Ignore the pink lines for now. And finally, at 4 standard deviations, 95.94. To the south side, a gap forms close to the middle of the trend, starting at roughly 90.75, closing out at roughly 89.61. And negative 2 standard deviations is roughly 88.13, 86.84, 85.55. These lines represents buying opportunities. This is considered support, another level of support, and another level of support. Anytime we hit these lines, I anticipate a bounce as people buy the dip. Another area of opportunity might be this line for you if you're trying to get in for a day trade or possibly a swing trade, but I like to buy down here if I can, and then sell along the resistance lines here, here, and here. Taking a look back, note the gap that closed out at roughly $90.82. And this is when the stock began to run like crazy after Microsoft announced that it can proceed with buying Activision for $69 billion, and this stock went to the moon. From this point to this point is roughly a 12% return on your money. That is absolutely incredible for one trading day. Now, the RSI on the 5-minute time frame is at 30. I do anticipate a bump next week if this continues to go up, and then a sell-off for a little bit of a correction if we make it to 70 and the stock to go sideways. But on tradingview.com, the 1-year price target is 92.68, which represents a nearly 3% return on your money. And right here, this pink line on tipranks.com, the low forecast was $83, which we've busted through. $88. The average is 93.43 and the high 95. 93.43 represents this line. So from here, basically to 2 standard deviations, I think we got this. Then the high of 95 takes us to here. But if the stock continues to climb, the potential is even greater, and that could go to, I think, 95.96, but we shall see. And let me show you what this stock looks like on the daily time frame. Not the right thing I wanted to click on. There we go. The RSI on the daily is overbought, but hooking up it looks like. Anytime we're in this zone, I do anticipate a sell-off as people take their profits on the high. This is 70. Note how it doesn't stay here for very long, craters, and this again would be your buying opportunity down here. So when the stock is along these lines and it's down here, that gives me a higher probability that my play will go to the north side. All right, note the gap here as well. And what goes up must come down. So this gap was to the downside. Just mark it out very quickly. There. So that closed out right here at roughly $80.35. And let me change the color on that as well. It's like geranimals. I like to color code everything. Now, for a look on the monthly time frame, I have tracked this stock in the past. I have not done it recently. The RSI on the monthly takes us to 60, plenty of room to get to the north side. And when we hit this zone, again, I will anticipate a little bit of a sell-off for a correction, possibly for another leg up, or going sideways and going down. But we're not even overbought yet. So plenty of room to play to the upside on the monthly. And I've talked about this stock many times in the past. And at this range, this was $39.41, the run-up. That is a 162% return. What goes up must come down. And to the downside, that play was roughly 43% to the downside. So now we are, it's hard to see because I've marked this out so many times, as I mentioned, but we are right here. So on the monthly time frame, that takes us to roughly 95.54. 108.96. And should we be so lucky to make it to 4 standard deviations on the monthly time frame, that would take us to 121.66. Of course, we may never get there, or it could take a very long time to do so, but there is a lot of potential with this now that Microsoft has been cleared to go ahead with the buyout. And now I'm going to check Microsoft on the 5-minute time frame. And I do own Microsoft. We are right here at 345.24, up 0.75% for the day. To the north side from where we are takes us to the middle of the trend, and that is roughly 349.34. Here's the price target on TradingView of 351.75. I think very doable. Above that takes us to 2 standard deviations, 353.81 and 355.96. 358.18 to the north side. To the south side, a gap begins at 346.71. Negative 2 standard deviations is roughly 344.89. That gap closes out at roughly 343.11. Negative 3 standard deviations is roughly 342.59 and 340.39. Oh, I did start a paper trading thing, and I bought 100 shares of Microsoft using TradingView's paper trading formula here, whatever you want to call it. And I am up $1,065. I actually own, again, Microsoft in real life, and I own way more shares than that, but I thought I would start paper trading just for fun, and I bought it at 334.59. Now, the RSI on the chart here is at 46.18. Plenty of room to move to the upside. Paper trading account was what I was trying to say. But that does it for me. If there is a stock that you would like me to go over, please let me know, and have a great weekend.